Good morning, fisher folk. Well, I've had some people requesting some reviews of some more budget-friendly reels, and I thought, you know what? I've got a 3000 Shimano Sedona that I've owned for about 4 years, and in fact, I've owned 3 Sedonas. So I've got heaps to say, and I can help you out with some broader perspective on the market rather than digging down into the finite tech of this cheaper reel. Let's talk bigger picture, and I've got some advice for you. All right, let's hit it. All right, by now, with all the boxes, you're kind of getting the picture that I'm one of those guys that if I buy a product new, it stays in the box, it gets looked after. Yeah, I mean, who throws the box away? I mean, come on, keep it in the box. It's all nice, it's all tidy. So this is an FI Sedona, and Shimano is now up to the FJ. But I don't think it matters that I'm going to review the FI for you. I bought this reel in March 2021. So we're in May 25. I've owned this for more than 4 years. And this was my main reel for a while. Whether we're reviewing the FI or the FJ, I don't think it really matters. I've got a lot to say about the broader picture and how I want you to think about approaching this price point if that's where you're shopping. Let's do a quick unboxing. I've owned this for more than 4 years. It's been fished a lot. All right, there it is. Pretty much brand spanking in the box. I'm just going to race through this quickly. What's that? That's my original receipt. I paid $99 for this reel in 2021. Yeah. I had a quick look online. Price seems to be about $120 in Australia. So, I paid 99 bucks. Now, more than 4 years later, it's 120 bucks. Really hasn't gone up that much. There's our reel in the box there. We've got the schematics and the warranty information as the box shuts on me down in there. All right, so there we go. Bought this new. It is a pin through reel, so that has all been folded down in the box there. Let's open her up. Got a fold down handle there. And I'm going to push that over and tighten that pin up. Alright, so if you've been watching any of the other reviews that I've been doing, it has been very surprising to find that the old MIJ made in Japan Stratics were pinned through as well. And so today we'd associate a more expensive reel with a screw-in handle. But when you're down around this price point, you're going to get a pin-through handle. So it's a pin assembly. I won't take it out, but you can watch those other Stratic videos. But the old MIJ Stratics were pin-through. And so down around this price point, we've got pin-through. These reels are made in Malaysia. And it's got a little bit of play in there. And that's to be expected around this price point. As you spend more money, you get up the scale, the tolerances get better. And some of that wiggle goes away. I'm going to put that down near the mic. Okay, so that wiggle is definitely there. A small amount of that is actually in that little handle itself. And again, as you go up in value, the tolerances get better, and that little wiggle in any sort of handle from any of the premium manufacturers goes away, and the tolerances that aren't quite perfect within the way the pin assembly meets the gears gets better and better. Anyway, you know what? I think I've oiled this once in 4 years. As you see it spinning right now, is how it always span and has always spun. It's always done this. So this is the 3000. The other 2 Sedonas that we owned were 2 4000s that were on 6 to 8 kilo boat rods. And in fact, those 4000s spun exactly the same as this 3000. They were all FIs. So really nice to pull something out of the box like this that functions like this. It feels smooth. I mean, you can hear it rotating. You can hear everything kind of mesh together. Yeah, we're down around that $120 price point, so that's within expectations. So we had the two 4000s, and I know that these are capable reels. So there's a really old video right at the start of the channel of Joel catching a 60 centimeter kingfish on a 4000 Shimano Sedona. Let's patch that in right now.
Oh, a little hit. Oh! Ah! It's a king!
Shit, okay. Play your drag.
Yes!
Play your drag.
Oh!
Play your drag.
That thing's giant.
Play your drag.
Holy crap!
Play your drag. Loosen off your drag a touch.
Oh, God.
Just play your drag. Play your drag. It's all right. Take your time. Loosen up. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Holy crap! This thing's...
It's all right. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
What is this?
It's like a kingy to me. Oh, nice.
Yes!
All right, take your time. Take your
Hell
time.
yeah!
You got it.
Yeah, boy!
You got it.
Oh, yes!
Take your time.
I've been waiting a year for this.
Just play him in. Use your drag and play him in.
Yeah.
You got the
Oh,
rod.
my God!
You got the rod. You got the line. Don't pop him in. Just
What I have to
nice
do?
and smooth.
Oh, it's really done.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just a little bit. Nice. That's good.
What is he?
I don't know, but nice and smooth as you like.
Oh, he's a king. Oh, you weren't getting away from me, bud. Oh, yeah. What is it? It's a king.
Oh, it's a kingy!
Hell yeah! Hell yeah, boy!
Kingers! Yeah! All right, 60 centimeter kingy!
Yeah!
All right, so that was pretty cool, right? That was a 60 centimeter kingy and a 4000 Sedona with 20-pound braid on it. I think it was 30-pound leader, and did it no problem. So, a solid rat king within Sydney Harbour. So we know these reels are capable. When I first got this, I had it spooled up with 8-pound J braid. So this was my finesse reel, and it was on the Shimano Mikuro that I have reviewed in a different video. I'll try and link it in the description. Otherwise, it's a pretty recent review. You can go check it out. So I had this 3000 Sedona on that 2 to 5 kilo Mikuro. Now that's a good question. Why did I get a 3000 over a 2500 if I was finesse fishing? Well, when I had less knowledge, I was really obsessed with high drag ratings. I thought high drag ratings meant that you'd be able to get in the fish of a lifetime. But I've since learnt that, hey, if you're fishing out in the estuary for bread and butter species, your brim, your flathead, your tailor, your whiting, the odd trevally, it really doesn't matter. And honestly, you go down to a 1000 size reel or a 2000 size reel where you've got 3 to 5 kilos of drag. That is more than enough if you've got something like 8-pound braid on your reel. But I was really obsessed with drag ratings, and for the FI series, the 2500 only had 4 kilos of drag. And I thought, you know what, that's not enough. And for the 5 gram weight penalty, I will just go up to the 3000 size. And this has got 9 kilos of drag. That's why I wound up with the 3K as my finesse reel. Shimano have come out, I think it's last year, with the FJ series. And there's really no change to the specs at all across the whole range. They've deleted some of the bigger sizes, the 6K and the 8K that you might see on on Marketplace for sale as secondhand reels. So really it's a 1000, a 2500, a 3, a 4 and a 5 now, which I think is a great range. But the big difference for the specs is the 2500. So the 2500 in the FI had 4 kilos of drag, and now the 2500 in the FJ has got 9 kilos of drag, which lines it up with something like a Stratic. So solid, if you want to go straight down the middle, you'd be looking at the 2500 because you've got 9 kilos of drag. So that's why I went up with a 3K. Okay, so this reel is more than 4 years old. It's had a lot of use. It was a a solid use all the time for 2 years. Let's go over it in detail and check it out. See how it's held up. You're going to want to know that, aren't you? All right, which way are we up? Okay, we're up this way. There's the reel foot. So try and glance that off. Made in Malaysia. Let's come down this reel foot here. I'll glance the light off it for you. Scratchless, which is, I use my gear a lot, but I really do look after it, and you should too. All right, I note a couple of scratches on the reel cap there, being laid down on the rocks. We go around the rotor. The rotor is largely scratchless. Just a couple of minor marks there. Spool and spool lip, unmarked, nothing funky. And the bail arm there, we are looking pretty good. That bail flip has always been really positive and continues to remain very positive. Yeah, happy with that. Always been happy with that drag sound. And the drag clicker knob. That drag clicker knob, I find that very ergonomic, very easy to find and use when you're fighting a fish. Very happy with the sounds that this reel makes. Yeah, it's nice and loud for an older reel. Some of these older reels can be a little quiet with the drag. This is pretty loud. So because I bought the 3000, you get the T-handle instead of the little finesse paddle. And I used to be really fixated on whether I had the T-handle or the finesse handle. It used to matter until I got a bunch of reels, and I thought, you know what? When you're actually reeling the reel out in the real world and catching a fish, it doesn't matter. It really, you don't care. You just get the reel that suits you. Don't be too fussed about the handle, okay? You know, you can get into putting a custom handle on it if you really want to go that far. So this thing has always spun really freely and continues to do so. There is no doubt some rotational noise. I can hear that gear system moving. I don't know if you can hear that, if you're picking that up. Look, that just is what it is around this price point. We're spending, $120. So I think that's in line with our expectations. Let's get this reel cap off, have a look underneath. Okay, pristine. More than 4 years old, it's had a lot of use. We're looking Shimano. Let's have a look at this spool. What do I see in there? I see some OG grease, otherwise very clean. I know I have never dropped this in the water. But even still, how's it looking after a lot of use and 4 years of ownership? It's looking almost brand spanking. Yeah, very nice. Happy with what I see there. Okay. Cool. Nothing to know really. And this is in line with expectations. I bought this reel brand new. I've looked after it. I've used it a lot, a hell of a lot. But it looks schmicko, and that's what I would expect from a quality product. So really happy with what I see there. That's in line with expectations. you know, if you bought one of these and you kept it like I have, it's going to do the miles with you. Lovely. So as you can see by the ladies' hairband that I use as my spool wraps, there's a little money saving tip for you. About $2 for a packet of 50 at your local supermarket. These are ladies' hairbands. Just go get the right size for your spool, and then you've got an endless amount of spool wraps. Right now this has got 14 pound on it. This reel started life as my finesse reel with 8 pound on it. I keep this reel. It's not a main reel anymore. It's actually the reel that I loan to people, that we give to people who don't know how to fish. And it's got 14 pound on it because it is my heavier creek beater when I'm searching for big flatties or some big fish up the creek. It's got 14 pound on it. So it migrated from my main reel to a reel that is now loaned to people. But it goes for the odd outing when I'm chasing some bigger fish and I want some different poundage of braid, which I don't have on any of my other reels. So it continues to have a life even after it stopped being my main finesse reel. So alright, that is enough yakking. Let's help you with a purchase decision. You're here seeking information. Now, around the time that we bought this and the two 4000 Sedonas, we also bought a Legalis, a Daiwa Legalis 2500. The Legalis has since gone, it's been sold, so I don't have it to review for you, unfortunately. But we also owned a Legalis at the same time in conjunction with the three Sedonas. So I've got a really good perspective. So the Legalis is also $120. In the Australian market right now, you can buy the new FJ Sedona for $120. The Legalis is also $120. So it seems like Shimano and Daiwa are pitching these reels against each other. And what you're hoping to get through this video is a bit of perspective on what you should be looking at. And I've got an easy answer for you. I've thought about this. What I want you to do is go in and pick up both reels because they're quite different. There's a little bit of an elephant in the room here. So the current FJ 2500 Sedona, I'm going to look down and get the exact specs, 9 kilos of drag, and it is 240 grams in weight. The 2500 Legalis has got 10 kilos of drag, which is the Daiwa standard, so 9 versus 10. You don't worry about that. But it's the weight. The Sedona 2500 is 240 grams. The Legalis is 200 grams. So I've got a bit of a personal thing where something under 220 grams starts to feel really good. And the Daiwa comparison, the Legalis, is at 200 grams. So there's no way that you can just make this decision researching on the internet. You need to go into a fishing shop and pick up a 2500 Sedona and a 2500 Legalis because they will feel very different. 40 grams is quite a lot, and you're either going to have decided, I'm a Shimano fisher folk or I'm a Daiwa fisher folk. You know what? I think that's absolute rubbish. Forget about Daiwa versus Shimano. Just pick the reel that's right for you, that's going to function the best for you. It's at the price point you can afford, and ignore all that rubbish. Both Shimano and Daiwa are just amazing manufacturers, and I use both interchangeably. So don't worry about that. You pick the reel that's right for you. Either that heavier reel and that kind of solid feeling and the rotational mass, the way that it spins, is really going to spin your wheels, or you're going to prefer the feel of that lighter reel. It's just going to be chalk and cheese. You'll pick the two up and there'll be one that just appeals to you straight away. So you go with that, okay? You know, you go on the websites and the manufacturers will try and bamboozle you with new tech. It's the new model and it's got X and Y and Z and it's going to do this for you. This really is a case of you needing to go into a fishing shop and pick up both reels because they're going to feel quite different. They're chalk and cheese. Despite being at the same price point and having roughly the same specs, the difference is the weight. So that gives both those reels quite a different feel. I've owned both. We're talking about the Sedona because this is the one that I've still got and I won't be selling this. I'll be keeping this forever. The Legalis is gone, so I've got this to show you, but you need to go in and pick up both reels, okay? And just make the decision that's right for you. What feels good in your hands, okay? So I hope this helps you out a little bit. We've gone over a Sedona. I've owned it for more than 4 years. We've owned 3 of these. I was happy with all the reels that we got. We pulled up a decent kingfish on a 4000 with 20 pounds. So if you're chasing bigger fish, the 4s and the 5s are pretty worthy. Put 20 or 30 pound on them and go for your life. I will not be selling this 3000. That is probably something that you wanted to know. I've held on to this for more than 4 years. I put 14 pound on it. It's the reel that I now give to people that come out with us who are learning to fish, because I'm less precious about this reel. But with 14 pound on it, I can chase some bigger flathead and stuff like that up the creek. So it's got a useful life. It's got a reason for being in my arsenal. And I have really enjoyed owning this reel. I do recommend the Shimano Sedona, there's no doubt, but I want you to go into the fishing shop and pick up comparable reels, all right? I want you to get the Legalis, and there'll be a few other reels around that price point. So good luck at the fishing shop. Let me know how you go. If you look after it, it will last. Same with the Legalis. And let me know whether this review helped you out. All right, I'll be back with more soon, and I'll see ya. Bye.